What is up, everyone? It's Grim here. Hope you're good. I know what you're thinking. Is this the Dragon Soul video, Grim? You know you promised us yesterday that you were going to pull your finger out, you were going to do Dragon Soul. I kind of still had Dragon Soul to do. I know, I couldn't bring myself to do it. It was reset day. I did my, I did some LFR stuff on some of my characters, and I was like, oh, you know what it's like, there's always something else to do rather than the Spine of Deathwing, so I conveniently distracted by other things. I do apologise, but one thing that was worth being distracted by, one thing that was interesting to be distracted by, was the PTR's had an update. They have now got Mythic 5-mans been added, and of course the Timewalker Dungeons, which are already there. I apologise now, the footage you will see is me fucking about on live. It's me doing Alcatraz and various other just random things on live to do with 5-mans, because whenever I'm in PTR, I don't know what it is, I don't know why, I've tried doing everything, but if I'm recording in there, it drops all the time. I continuously just get, crash, would you like us to send a bug report to Blizzard? I'm like, oh. So I can't record anything from there, which is really annoying. If I'm doing 5-mans, anything like that, raids, I don't know what it is, I don't know whether there's some conflict, I have no idea. I can go to my garrison, I can walk around and do stuff, I can look at things, fine. I can go to Tanan and look at stuff. Although, if I fall in a waterfall, it crashes. I don't know, I have no idea why it's doing it, but I just thought you guys didn't want to see continuous crashes and God knows whatever else, so I thought at the end of the day, the main thing is the words, people. My God, that sounded freaky and gay. The main thing is, like, our opinion and what we think of it, rather than, you know, the pretty pictures that are above. They're just to go with it. So, what do I think of Timewalker? What do I think of Mythic? Pretty much the same, well, same as a lot of people have said, and that is, it's disappointing. It is disappointing. It is rough to see where Blizzard can turn around and say, it is new content, because it really isn't. Alright, there's no point in this that I can see it is new content. Put it this way. When you go and do the beta, and I've said this before, you do the beta and they want to test a dungeon, they want to test raids, they can put an artificial cap on your character. You know, they can nerf your abilities, nerf your health bar, and all that sort of thing. They can do that with a twink of a button. Also, they can change your item level, force you down to certain levels, or buff you up to certain levels. So that technology has been around for ages. They use it in beta all the time. The dungeons themselves have been there since Burning Crusades. So they kind of just... It's like saying, do you know what? We've got some bread there which people can have, and there's some ham over there which people can have. But if we put the ham and the bread together and make a ham sandwich, they've never seen that content before. Woo! Crazy, guys. Okay, take a break, everyone. Good day's work. So, and that's kind of what they're giving us a Time Walk. There's so much that they could do with this technology that I think they're really missing something. Put it this way, okay? Imagine if you could, as a level 100 character, join up with your friend who is level 30. You could join up with them, and you could say, dude, come on, let's do some 5-mans together. And you can join up with them, and the dungeon will squish your stats and squish what you can do. Now, nobody is ever saying that content is meant to be a challenge, so yeah, you having something like Cataclysm, okay, as a warlock at level 100, you can decimate 5-man, but you can decimate them anyway. Heirlooms make old 5-man content irrelevant. It's not meant to be about that, it's meant to be about having fun with your friends. And that's something Blizzard are kind of missing with garrisons and everything else. It was never meant to be about World of Warcraft. It was meant to be about immersing ourselves in this content with friends and having fun. I know, crazy idea. But if we could do that, if that was a standard thing that was there, you could just party up with a friend. Because many of you know, if you are outside of a certain level, you can't join, you can't use the find group tool. It will say such and such is too high or such and such is too a lower level. And that's a real shame, because you might be one of those people that can't be asked to level up. You'll be like, look, dude, no, I haven't got a character. You know, there's a very specific window. I think it's like 5 levels above or 5 levels below. You know, so if I haven't got a character near that threshold, I can't play with my friend. I can boost them, so I could take them through my level 100 through a 5-man, but that's not as fun as getting a couple of mates together and, you know, it's them being carried, and that's not cool. That's not fun for them. It's not really fun for... it's great, you get to feel like a big badass running around biffing stuff, but I don't know, it's missing something. And making it so that it's just this, event that crops up every now and again is... I don't know, there's a big part of it missing. It doesn't seem very tuned at the moment. You could, for instance, you can walk in and you could pull easily big trash packs and you can just burn them down. Or others, the balance doesn't seem quite there. That I'm not going to diss, I'm not going to have a go at, because this is PTR. The whole point of this is to test and get that balance just right. But at the moment, it feels about as difficult as when you go in and you do this 5-man content at appropriate level when you're in heirlooms. It doesn't seem particularly difficult. There's no new abilities. All they've done is buff the health, buff the damage. Again, there's some bread, there's some ham. Wow. Maybe Blizzard, you could have gone crazy and said, there's bread, there's ham. You've seen that before, but we're going to add mustard to this bread and ham. Wow. You could have at least done something to warrant this being called new content. Now, on to the other bit of new content they have given us in PTR, and that is Mythic 5-mans. Yes, the big, bad, sweet badass. The 5-man raid, I say with air quotations. You can only do this once a week. The 5-man Mythic. Ooh. Yes, it drops sexy ass gear. It drops 685 gear and 700 when you kill the last boss. Very sweet. Supposedly, from what I've heard, above what LFR will give you. That's fantastic. That's great to hear. One, how many times can I run it? You can only run it once a week. Bosh, and I don't know whether that's once a week for each dungeon. If it is, that would seem crazy, because that would actually give you a lot of gear. But, then again, LFR, when it's fully unlocked, will give you, what is it at the moment? It's going to be 13 bosses for Hellfire Citadel. So that's 13 bosses that you can kill and get potentially 13 bits of loot. Not including the fact you can then roll tokens from it. So having every single heroic you can do, so being, say, you've run the slag mines, you get locked out of that, but you can still do Skyfall, and then when you run that, you get locked out of that. I don't quite know how they're going to do that. But only being able to run this once kind of seems a bit pointless. Also, at the moment, it is exactly the same. It's just buff the damage, buff the health. And that's it. That's all you've got to play with. So you can very easily just outgear this. I imagine now, my Warlock would still, get some good stuff from this. He's only 675. So 685 and 700 gear would be really good for him. But I reckon the Warlock would still smash it. With a party of 670s, we'd still smash through it quite easily. Plus, you've got the problem, and this is something that happens on beta, on PTRs, the content that you face generally in PTR is harder than it's going to be on live, because they crank it up, they let you test it, people moan, they whinge, and then they bring it back down a bit. At the moment, the 5-mans do not deserve the title of Mythic. There is nothing mythic about them. They're equivalent to challenge mode. And challenge mode guys get some cosmetic gear and titles and stuff. With these mythic dungeons and this time walk stuff, there's not the incentive for me to run it. And it goes back to that, where is the fun? Where is the fun of this? Alright? The garrisons were kind of put in so that you didn't feel the need to always be logging in. I don't have to log in every day. Kind of once I got my garrison in motion, one just ticking by, I can log in for the things I want to do. I want to log in. I don't have to log in. And that's a brilliant way to do it. I know it sounds crazy, and surely that's not what Blizzard want, but it is. Blizzard want people to go, do you know what? I really fancy logging into World of Warcraft today, and I fancy having a good time with my mates. And that will keep me playing, that will keep me subscribing. Not the fact that I'm going, oh my god, I missed a day of my fucking work orders, holy shit, that means I'm behind now and I haven't done that and I haven't done this. Yes, there's still an element to that. Certainly if you want to get your legendary rings, you've got to do LFRs. In that week you've got to do your LFR. But they've taken a lot of that out. And what they should replace that with is fun. And these don't feel like it. The Mythics kind of feel a bit blah. They don't feel mythic-y at all. There's nothing new there. And the Tie Walk, just literally, as I say, feels like there's some bread, there's some ham. Slap it together. New content! Whoa! They haven't even thought, come on, this is Hellfire, so why don't we get, the Hellfire Peninsula and that sort of thing, and create some new 5-mans in that? Why don't we create some, the old stuff that we saw when we were doing TBC, you know, why don't we have the Arkandun, some of the Arkandun ones, but before it was destroyed and ruined? We've got Arkandun as a 5-man, but there was like 4 instances in Arkandun, so why aren't there some more there that we can relate to? It's like, oh shit, this is what it looked like before it was infested, before this happened, before, you know, the fell blood and overtook and all this sort of thing. Why can't they add that in as new content? There's Time Walk, and it just seems like they are saying that they've painted my car a different colour and then told me it's a new car, and that seems sloppy to me. And I'm not hating. I really like the idea, and if it means me and my friends can play together and have some fun, I have no issue with that. As long as I'm not forced to do any of this, I have no problem. But I would like to see something new, something different. I know Hellfire Citadel is going to be in, and that is huge. And we have Tanan, which is a whole new zone. But kind of the shipyard, I've had a little play with it, and that will probably be coming tomorrow, guys. I'll hold my breath on saying any more stuff that's going to be coming, because I know I have to get Dragon Soul done. But, you know, there's a lot of things which are rehashes or a new coat of paint over something that's already in the game. I want to see something new. I want to see something... breathe new life into it. That's what I want to see. And at the moment, and it feels like that for the whole community and for the guild I'm in seem to be feeling the same, is that we're not getting that. It just feels like the sausage machine is churning and just turning out the same sausages, yet they're kind of just counting down now. I hope there is more content. I hope there's more patches to come in Warlords of Draenor, but as it is, it just... I hope, okay, we're on the roller coaster. The roller coaster going tick, 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 tick. And I hope there is an awesome woo! So I go down the slide and there's water everywhere, and I don't know, there's a girl rubbing her breasts in my face, and I just hope it's an amazing fucking roller coaster ride as we go on the down. But it worries me that at the moment we're tick, 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 and I can't see over the edge. I don't know whether it's going to be a slide down into a wet, oily baby oil kind of boob party at the bottom, or whether it's going to be a descent into a pit full of excrement. And that's what worries me at the moment. Also, I'm a warlock, so I can't be excited yet until I know what's happening with the 25%. But anyway, guys, that's me done. I'll catch you all later. What do you think? How excited are you now you've seen what you've seen for Tanan? Have you tried the PTR? Have you tried the Time Walk? Are you excited by this? Do you wish that they take this technology and push it further? More exciting things? Let me know, guys. Be interested to hear your opinions on this. Have a good one. Catch you all later.